you have a very important mission here on earth to first and foremost go into your cocoon and devote to your own healing and yourself. And then, and only when you feel fully ready to let yourself shine and let yourself help, you will feel so connected to yourself that you will know the exact way that you're meant to show up and serve. So if you felt any confusion on how you're meant to fulfill this mission that you have, giving yourself what you need will help to give you that clarity. It will help you to embody somebody who is unconditionally loved within. And therefore, everything you create will have that vibration to it, will evoke unconditional love in other people and activate other people in that way. It's so important for you to recognize that if you're giving from this place of depletion, if you're giving from this place of fear, that you are actively holding yourself back from experiencing your own power. You are actively holding yourself back from actually truly helping the world, truly being of service. We have to collectively break these patterns of codependency in order for people to start tapping into their own power, in order for the people in your life to start to see that they are the one that has their own medicine. They are the one that has their answers. Hi, my love. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to my podcast if you're listening there. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Michaela. I'm a hypnotherapist and spiritual mentor, and I'm very passionate about sharing messages and insights and healing rituals that I'm using on my own personal awakening and healing journey to hopefully help you feel a little bit less alone on your own journey and provide you with clarity moving forward. Today is a very specific message for a very specific type of soul. So if you came across this video and you felt drawn to it, know that there is likely something in this message for you. Always take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and know that this is always me sharing from my own personal experience, sharing from the guidance that I'm getting that has profoundly and deeply impacted my life. But when I feel called to share and make a video, it's because I know that more people are meant to hear this. So know that this message may activate something in you. It could trigger you in some way. It could help you to remember the guidance that you've already been getting and find more clarity on your path, but I encourage you to listen with an open heart and an open mind and become curious about what you're meant to receive from this message. So the message that came through is for those of you who identify as someone with an incredibly loving and open heart. If you are an empathetic and compassionate human being who tends to attract people who love to share with you because you listen so beautifully, or you tend to kind of be that shoulder to cry on, that stronger person in your family or in your social circles, if you tend to attract people who just want to open up to you because you are such a safe and loving space, then this is an incredibly important message for you to listen to. Because often when we are naturally gifted at caring for others and we have so much love within us, we learn at a very young age that we are responsible for other people, that we are the natural caretakers, so we have to take care of other people around us. And often when we're young and we start to do this and we realize we have a natural gift for it, we start to take on that responsibility because we realize when I'm caring of other people, when I'm giving to other people, not only does it make me feel good, but it also makes me feel loved. It also makes me feel important. And the people around me really benefit from it. So it's important for me to keep giving and giving and giving. And while I think this is absolutely a beautiful gift and a beautiful way to live, to share your love and compassion with other people, it's important for you to start to be able to discern when you are giving from an empty cup and when you are giving from a place of overflow, when you are giving from a place of love. We have to be able to become crystal clear when we feel like we are taking action, such as caring for others, responding to others, holding space for others, out of a place of fear versus out of a place of love. And it can be incredibly difficult to discern this because it's in our nature to want to hold space for other people and to love and care for other people. But an example of taking action out of fear would be answering a phone call to be there for somebody because you're afraid that they can't handle whatever they're going through on their own. An example of taking action out of fear would be feeling like you need to overgive to, maybe you have a business, you're overgiving to clients or overgiving to friends in order to receive their love, in order to be a valuable friend in their life. I know for me personally, I always felt like I needed to do something in order to earn friendship, in order to earn relationships. And that stemmed from realizing that people saw me as very valuable when I was able to offer them guidance or love or compassion. And I didn't realize that I was basing a lot of my self-worth on my ability to help other people. So often, even though it was coming from this loving place within me, it was also coming from this really fearful inner child who thought maybe I wouldn't receive love if I wasn't constantly bending over backwards to support people in my life. I know that it can feel really challenging to set boundaries with people, especially if they're family or people that you've been close to for a while, people who maybe you've been in this kind of codependent cycle with. But it is of the utmost importance that you learn how to set boundaries when you are overgiving and serving humanity or the people in your life from an empty cup or from a place of just really wanting to be seen, wanting to feel valuable. Because when we operate from this place, we are not operating from a space of wholeness and connection to ourselves. And in that process, even though we think we might be helping people, we often are actually enabling them. Because subconsciously, we get into this pattern where we gain so much of our value and our worth from being able to help people that we surround ourselves with people who feel like they need to be rescued, people who maybe identify as a victim or unable to take care of themselves. And so we play out this loop with them where we come to their rescue and we're their savior, but we actually can't be anybody's savior because everybody has the power within them to be able to find their own strength and to be able to heal themselves. But when you're operating in this codependent loop where you have somebody in your life that is not tapped into their own power and you're kind of this crutch for them to depend on, you might be the very person in their life that's actually preventing them from getting to a place where they have to go within and have to access their own power. And I know that can be incredibly challenging when you actually do have a lot of tools and insights and guidance to be able to help other people. But the problem is that we get stuck in those cycles with people where we're enabling them and preventing them from actually doing what it takes to heal themselves, to be their own savior, to find that power within them. We are not here on earth to be a rescuer, to self-sacrifice in order to save somebody else. We are here to model what it looks like to take care of yourself. We are here to model what it looks like to serve from a place of wholeness. And in order to do that, often we are called to enter into what I would call a cocoon phase of your healing journey, where you're really taking a look at the spaces within you where you haven't met yourself as deeply as you need to. Because in order to help other people to heal, we have to come from that place of wholeness and connection with ourselves. Otherwise, we'll just play out that dysfunctional pattern where we feel like we gain so much of our worth from being able to help other people and therefore attract those people into our lives who are not actually wanting to find their own power, but are wanting a quick fix or somebody to rescue them, when that is not the path to healing. So the most important part of my message is that in order for you to access your own power, you need to start to put a stop to those patterns of overgiving when you yourself are being called to enter into a deeper level of connection with yourself and healing. You yourself are being called to give yourself the love that you need in order to be able to serve from a place of being connected to your own power, and therefore being able to see somebody else in their own power, not needing to have all the answers for somebody else in order to feel good about yourself, but being able to sit with someone and genuinely hold space for them without needing them to change anything, without needing them to heal anything, because you're no longer getting your sense of self-worth or validation from supporting other people. There's no shame, by the way, or judgment in that desire to be able to help somebody and to be able to prove your worth. I completely get it. But eventually we have to realize that we can only help others to the extent of which we've been able to help ourselves. And so in this cocoon phase that many of us are called to, we actually might end up having to be the villain or the bad guy. And I don't mean doing anything that goes against what you feel that you should do. But what I mean is being willing to disappoint the people in your life if it means being able to give that energy to you. Being willing to say no and set boundaries and not always being that shoulder to cry on if it means breaking a pattern of codependency, breaking a pattern of feeling like you need to show up for those people in your life in order to receive love. Reminding yourself that you are deserving of unconditional love, which means when you don't show up for those people in your life the same, you are still deserving of love. And if they are not able to give it to you, that is not unconditional love, and that is not a relationship that is currently supportive in your healing. So it's in that discomfort of when you finally set boundaries and when you finally stop over giving to the people around you, where you're able to tune into how uncomfortable you feel and how much there is a part of you that is needing to feel safe, that is needing to feel loved in the act of not overgiving. It is incredibly challenging to feel deserving of that love when your whole life you've been playing out this script of needing to do something in order to earn it. But that is where your greatest healing lies. When you are able to give yourself unconditional love and speak to yourself and say, I know that you feel like you've let them down. I know that you feel like maybe something bad's going to happen to them if you're not there for them. But you are not responsible. I am not responsible for saving anybody else. I am not responsible. We have to collectively break these patterns of codependency in order for people to start tapping into their own power, in order for the people in your life to start to see that they are the one that has their own medicine. They are the one that has their answers. And you know how we encourage the people in our lives to see that? It's not by always overgiving and overextending yourself. It's by modeling. It's by showing what it looks like to choose yourself, what it looks like to hold yourself. You can't force anybody to do that, but you can be the example of somebody who is doing that, who is choosing that path, who is no longer self-sacrificing or making excuses to cross your own boundaries or to give so much of your energy away. It's when you're able to pour that energy back into yourself that you're able to actually serve humanity in a way that energizes you, in a way that is mutually beneficial, where you're not having to give parts of yourself away in order to receive love, but where you're giving from this space of infinite love within you, of infinite connection. You're giving from a place of power, not because you need anything, not because you need that love or validation, but because you actually feel called. And I know that there's a fear of being called selfish. There's a fear of people being mad at you. But I want you to know that there actually is no problem with being selfish, because we are all connected. And when one of us chooses to heal and devote that energy back into ourselves and into our own well-being, we create a ripple effect in the world. We can't choose who decides that they're ready to do that themselves, but we can model it and we can be that example for other people. You have a very important mission here on earth to first and foremost go into your cocoon and devote to your own healing and yourself. And then, and only when you feel fully ready to let yourself shine and let yourself help, you will feel so connected to yourself that you will know the exact way that you're meant to show up and serve. So if you felt any confusion on how you're meant to fulfill this mission that you have, giving yourself what you need will help to give you that clarity. It will help you to embody somebody who is unconditionally loved within. And therefore, everything you create will have that vibration to it, will evoke unconditional love in other people and activate other people in that way. Your energy speaks so much louder than your words or your actions. And it's so important for you to recognize that if you're giving from this place of depletion, if you're giving from this place of fear, that you are actively holding yourself back from experiencing your own power. You are actively holding yourself back from actually truly helping the world, truly being of service, because we are collectively outgrowing the idea that somebody outside of us is coming to our rescue. We are collectively outgrowing the idea that there are saviors and martyrs who are going to come and get us and sacrifice themselves in order for us to get what we need. We all are our own savior. And the more that you can recognize that and embody that in yourself, the easier it will be for you to activate others in their own power. So that is where we are called right now. And I know we all have our own situations, right? Maybe you have children that are dependent on you or somebody in your life who is actually dependent. Take this and use it to the best of your ability. Even setting boundaries where you can is a start to it. And just remember that you have to have your own cup filled in order to be able to help other people. You may be called to take some time just to yourself to get away. This is your confirmation to make that happen. It is worth the investment of your time and your energy to go within and give yourself everything that you've always needed. Give yourself that love, give yourself that compassion. Tolerate when people are upset with you for not overgiving. It is worth it to go into your heart and give yourself that healing, because on the other side of that, you will be embodying so much more light and so much more power and truly making an impact on the world. This is not about turning your back on humanity and saying, oh, I don't care about any of you, I only care about me. This is about recognizing that those old patterns are not helping anybody, and you have to help yourself first before you're able to truly help other people. So remember this message, embody it to the best of your ability. Notice in your body when you feel like you're crossing your own boundaries or making a decision out of fear or seeing somebody else as a victim who needs you. And choose to put an end to that pattern. Choose to see the people around you in their power and know that they are fully capable of helping themselves too. Choose that. And you will start to have the energy to pour back in yourself and then show up more fully in this life on your mission, your sacred, beautiful mission, because it is a powerful one. You came here with these gifts to be able to use them first and foremost to heal yourself. And then from that place, shift the collective consciousness, shift every single person who crosses your path in the best way possible. So know that you're not alone and you deserve this time to give to you, because ultimately being selfish is the most selfless and powerful thing that you can do here on earth right now. Sending you so much love. Thank you so much for listening. For those of you who are wanting to connect with me more, I am going to be hosting my first live virtual self-love workshop where we're going to be working on giving ourselves what we need, giving ourselves that healing. And if you feel called to join, I would absolutely love to have you there. There are going to be some really powerful healing rituals as well as a Q&A at the end where we can dive deeper into the topics that I talk about in my videos. And if you're seeing this after the date of that workshop, which is August 11th, then the recording of the whole thing will be up on my website. It is a great way to support my channel. If you find my videos helpful, there's never any pressure to sign up or purchase anything. I absolutely love sharing these messages for free as well and want to make this information accessible to as many people as possible. So a way to support me without signing up for that would be to like and comment, subscribe, and share my video with someone who you think it will impact impact in a positive way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.